ain't got no problem with him either. You know, I had disliked a lot of things that he was saying, you know, and how he was acting.
He's definitely scared of me. You know, if you have a fighter talking so much trash in front of you, why don't you make an example of him to the world? Beat me in the ring and make a whole lot of money.
Given the history of the sport, I didn't see nobody that can compete with Terence Crawford again.
He got miles on him, and he ain't got that.
You know, these guys, I don't think know what they do anything. It's mostly talking.
Like a super middleweight champion of all time, David Benavidez.
This dude can punch.
Where the hell do you go from here?
Terence Crawford just shocked the boxing world again. But now, a dangerous new challenge has been thrown his way. Is this fight too risky, even for a legend like Bud? Terence "Bud" Crawford just achieved the impossible.
Congratulations, man. You did it. I'm so proud of you. You used all my tricks to beat Canelo, just like I showed you. You went in there, and you got it done. Unbelievable, bro. All jokes aside, GOAT, man. Congratulations, champ. So well deserved.
But while the world was busy celebrating him as an all-time great, a new threat suddenly emerged, sparking huge drama and even a fiery response from Crawford himself.
What do you see for yourself after this fight? How long do you want to be in the sport? How long do you want to be actively fighting?
I don't know. You know,
it's not something you think about. You're just going fight by fight.
I always take one fight at a time. You know, one fight at a time. I feel great. I'm healthy, and like I said, I'm looking forward to it.
A powerful voice in boxing is now pushing for a fight many fans and experts believe is far too dangerous, even for a legend like Crawford.
I'm sick of seeing fighters getting the easiest fights just because they're getting the biggest paychecks. Like it don't. At the end of the day, it's not even about money. It's about giving the fans of boxing the fights that they deserve. They're paying the money at the end of the day, so fuck. Let's go to war. Let's do what these people want to see us do, and let's go to war and may the best man win. I wasn't gonna go down to 168.
The question is, why is this fight being forced? And what does it reveal about the hidden power players who control boxing? Crawford's huge move to 168 pounds paid off in spectacular fashion. He faced Canelo Alvarez in a mega event, which commentator John Anik even called the biggest live sporting event he'd ever covered. And Crawford put on an absolute masterclass.
I mean, if Legacy something for him, he's got to win one of those two fights. So you think? Well, I think in order to that one of the greatest. I think that we would have to beat one of those guys. You know, I mean, the only person that he hasn't fought is he hasn't fought, you know, Benavidez. And I don't know, Bud said he wouldn't fight him, but I don't think that's true. I think that if that fight happens, I think Bud would also entertain that, and if he does entertain it, it seemed like the way that he beat Canelo he'd be able to beat him again.
The world watched as Crawford broke down a living legend, winning by unanimous decision. But it wasn't just the victory itself, it was how he won. Analysts pointed out that Canelo's style had grown predictable, relying too much on single heavy punches. Crawford, with his superior timing and sharp counters, completely exposed that weakness.
He older. He got miles on him, and he ain't got that.
And B-side, when you asked me, you said, how would you beat him, Lonnie B? What'd I tell you?
This is the same thing. You'll keep the jab on it. Keep sticking the jab, moving and touching him with the right hand, and just turning him on.
And throwing punches. That's how I just throw punches at it.
Yeah.
And I said level to the body because that's open for him all night.
You said he ain't got the movement no more. You said he ain't, you know.
Former UFC champion Kamaru Usman also noticed something important. The mean, aggressive version of Canelo was gone. He suggested Canelo had lost the psychological edge that once made him so dangerous. With this complete victory,
I want to thank all my fans here that support me. I want to thank. This is bigger than the norm, you know, because I want to thank my urban community. I want to thank my Latin community. I want to thank my white community, and I want to thank my Asian community, my African community. I want to thank everybody because today you see us all as one, you know, and a lot of people always say, how you get the Mexicans to side with you? I said, "Hey, my people too." I said, so it don't matter if I'm fighting Canelo. Some of the urban community is going for Canelo.
Crawford became the first male boxer ever to be undisputed in 3 weight classes, cementing his legacy forever. But just as fans were celebrating, an unexpected voice entered the picture: Turki Alalshikh.
No, he's not beaten Crawford, Canelo.
Okay.
I think he can, can he improve? Maybe.
Okay, so wait. If he's not beating Crawford, which is fair, right? I agree. Based on what we saw, I do think he can make improvements, but who knows? Is there someone else better out there than that you'd rather see Crawford fight than Canelo?
Well, Turki did ask, could Bivol get down to 168?
I asked, Turki said, can Benavidez?
I thought he said Bivol.
No,
as well.
I said Bivol.
Oh.
Turki said Benavidez.
Well, certainly not. Certainly not Benavidez. I don't think he's beaten Benavidez. I think that's a bridge way too far. I think a lot of things too far. But could you just imagine if Bivol could, the skill we'd see in that fight?
Yeah.
The rounds between Canelo and Crawford went by like that. They'd be the same against them.
One of the most influential figures in global boxing today. With his massive financial power, his suggestions carry the weight to reshape the entire sport. Right after Crawford's victory, Turki proposed what he saw as the next logical step: a showdown with the feared David Benavidez.
Terence Crawford versus the Mexican monster, David Benavidez.
I knew it was coming.
He was the mandatory for Canelo.
Oh
Canelo.
my God. Relax.
What's up? The scariest guy in the division.
He's not in the division.
He said he could still make 168 pounds. Dude. The reason why he went up because nobody wants to fight him.
That's a big dude. And to be honest, Terence Crawford's 37 years old.
It's about merit. Could I get to the generational talent, as he said, with Manny Pacquiao? He's an 8-division world champ.
If it ain't no big name, Terence, do what you do.
This idea immediately shook the boxing world. It wasn't just a casual comment. It set off a storm of reactions, especially from Crawford himself.
Would you ever entertain a fight with David Benavidez?
You gotta understand.
I gotta ask you, bro, because I can't,
My thing is, Benavidez is a big dude. Not to say I won't fight him. I fought his brother. Brother was big when I fought him. The only reason why I entertain Canelo is because he's not a big dude. He might be thick, but he's not a big dude. Benavidez is like 6 foot something. Then he gonna come in 190, 200 probably. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. Like, that's a big dude.
And he's skilled.
I might as well go to heavyweight if I fight Benavidez.
Yeah, I understand what you're looking at. You're like, you know what?
You just size him up.
Yeah,
you just size him up. Especially when you're going into a bigger weight class like that. You size him up and you see your advantages.
Crawford's response was quick and firm. He completely rejected the idea of fighting the Mexican monster, explaining that Benavidez is simply too big. He compared it to Canelo, saying at least they were close in size. But Benavidez is 6 foot plus and would likely rehydrate to 190 or even 200 pounds on fight night.
The way Crawford is, Crawford's very he has a big ego, especially when it comes to anything he does, bro. He has a big ego. And I said this yesterday. I won't be surprised if he dominates Canelo and then they offer him Benavidez and he says okay.
But at the same time, I mean, Benavidez is also the one guy that nobody's willing to fight. And if nobody's willing to fight him, that makes his value go up. And so the thing is that if you get the right guy that is willing to pay for that, and I mean you got the Sheik, I mean I don't see him saying that, okay, well, we can't afford to fight this guy. So I mean that fight can happen if it's a fight that I think Bud want to entertain.
And if you're Canelo, I think the only thing you could possibly want is that rematch to get a little bit of that legacy back.
He's definitely scared of him. You know, if you have a fighter talking so much trash in front of you, why don't you make an example of him to the world? Beat me in the ring and make a whole lot of money. You know what I mean? So he sees a lot of things in me that he can't stop. You know, not only does he see speed, does he see power, but he sees a lot of heart in me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm going in there and I want to prove myself to the world that I'm the greatest fighter. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't scare me to get in there with another great fighter because I know that elevates me and who I am as a competitor.
Crawford's stance was so strong that he made a shocking statement. I might as well go to heavyweight if I fight Benavidez. This wasn't just about turning down a fight. It was Crawford drawing a clear line. Experts agreed with him, saying the size difference makes the matchup unrealistic and unsafe. David Benavidez is basically a natural light heavyweight, currently holding a title at 175 pounds. Crawford, meanwhile, is a natural welterweight who built his legendary career at 147 pounds. Respected trainer Robert Garcia spoke bluntly about it. Garcia called it a terrible fight for Crawford. He reminded everyone that the Benavidez matchup was originally demanded for Canelo, not Crawford. And many believe it's not Crawford's responsibility to clean up a division against someone who belongs in an even higher weight class. But for Crawford, this type of battle isn't new. Fighting against the powerful forces who try to control boxing has been part of his career from the very beginning.